Wow, how time has flown by. Another year done and a new one beginning. But before we say goodbye to 2025 and say hello to 2026, let's reflect back on 2025 in entertainment, specifically in pulp culture, gaming, and film. This year was supposed to be the comeback year, so they say, but instead it was the learning or the course correction year. Authenticity was king, and the culture shifted with the times. It showed the realness of people in the industry or just creators online, for better or worse. People came for the content and stayed for the connections, in which why film and gaming industries could not copy. Some of the best creativity we've seen in years came from unexpected places, while billion-dollar brands reminded us that money doesn't equal magic. People just want more quality and less quantity of bad entertainment, going after trends that come and go that really don't resonate with most individuals, and media hyping up things that doesn't have any gravitas, mostly fabricated, manufactured by algorithms. So then let's break it all down for 2025, the best, the worst, and the ugliest moments in a list of what happened in pulp culture, gaming, and movies/TV. Keep in mind, there is so much that I could bring up in this video, so I picked a few out that seemed like big deals that made headlines this year.
Alrighty then.
Now with that, what impacted or shook the culture in a way that most people talked about? Well, let's start with the conviction of a well-known hip-hop artist in the industry, P. Diddy, who was sentenced to prison for operating a criminal enterprise for years and engaged in sex trafficking. This news disgusted everyone, like it should, and made people question what is actually going on with these big names in the industry behind closed doors.
Just a sick world we're living in, sick people.
Next, with another singing artist, Katy Perry, launching off into space with an all-female crew for a brief 10-minute wait on the Earth's outer orbit, so they say, in which the internet roasted it hard on how cringe it really was, just to make a publicity stunt out of it, which in reality, they really didn't go to space at all. So then most people just laughed at it and moved on. Speaking about funny, late night shows are starting to be in a bit of a crisis.
What a story, Mark.
Where Stephen Colbert's show is going to be canceled for low viewerships, which isn't a surprise after that cringe fest.
The vaccine.
Vaccine. No. Wait. Wait.
Holy cow, I would be canceled too for that. Not just that, but Jimmy Kimmel's show was suspended for a bit, like only 3 days, over comments about Charlie Kirk's killing, a move that followed public pressure from the head of the FCC to pull out. Jimmy cried, but no one cared, besides some Hollywood celebs and a small amount of people online that don't watch his content.
Oh, but baby.
It wasn't freedom of speech taken away or cancellation. It was just people didn't vibe with it and felt disheartened at the time. You don't need to agree what Charlie had to say or like him, but you can just be a genuine human being and have some little respect for a man that lost his life for speaking his mind or just having a conversation. That's all. Ratings for these night shows are falling and people are leaving. But in a whole, it does seem like this kind of entertainment will be just a fart in the wind moving forward. Now, another overreaction that made the rounds was the Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle jeans ad campaign that caused a stir online, within the commercial becoming an unlikely cultural flashpoint. with you mental ill, butthurt, jealous people arguing if it was a tone deaf for the ad to present an attractive white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes as the face of good genes, thinking it's about genetics when it's just about a attractive woman selling you on denim jeans, nothing more. Her popularity rose, as well did American Eagle's stock, and jeans were selling off shelves. In reality, no one cared about this dumb argument, so she did not speak on it for a while. She really didn't need to. It was just common sense. But a few months later, in an interview where the subject came up, she did say, quote, "I did a jeans ad. I mean, the reaction definitely was a surprise, but I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt every day of my life." She then said, "When I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear." End quote. So in the end, all the loud noise by people online was for nothing. She got more work in commercials, selling products, movies, and shows.
Yeah, baby.
For the last thing, nothing could make the media more scared than the boom of AI in the film and gaming industry. Now, if you ask me, I think AI could be a good thing. It's only a tool that really can help in moments in projects that could be difficult, that might take weeks to finish, now only days. I used a bit of AI myself, and I know most of the industry have as well for years. But for some reason, it's bad now because a tool causes layoffs at jobs that may or may not be from bloat, incompetency, greed at companies higher up, and so on. AI perfection is still not easy and still needs time to get right. These companies really don't get that. Yes, AI has evolved since the Will Smith eating spaghetti times, but even today, it still has flaws. Some would say AI slop, but it can be said if a human being makes a mistake or makes a brain rot content like some shorts, then what's even the difference?
Yeah.
So you see, AI can make mistakes. That's why you double check things with a human. You don't let the AI take control of everything. It's a tool. It's not sentient like a Skynet situation from the Terminator. But if some crazy-minded experiments are being held on it, then maybe it could be an issue. But at the moment, it's not.
Great Scott.
Okay, then let's move on with the film. So if I summed up this year in 2025 for the movie/TV industry, it would be just mediocre.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Making it feel way too safe, not taking much risks, which made it feel dull and just feeling like robbed content that came and went. The writing was on the wall with Hollywood over blown budget movies that underperformed, bad writing, franchise fatigue, creative bankruptcy, rehashing old stories, more of the same pandering messaging pushed for modern audiences, and expensive, not worth it experiences, just to name a few. Whether it was actors telling you how to think, or just the stardom of actors disappearing, or just Hollywood moving most of their sets to London, or even to the huge buyout of Warner Brothers, with looking like it's going to Netflix. It all looked bad for Tinseltown, with mega big budget flops like Snow White, Thunderbolts, The Smashing Machine, Tron Ares, Captain America Brave New World, Fantastic Four First Steps, and so much more, not including way more TV series that did even worse for viewership. that got maybe 2 seasons max, then got canceled. While the biggest show in the culture zeitgeist ending this year being Stranger Things as well, with also having mixed reviews at the moment. But with all the bad, there was some breaking good moments that helped a bit, like with an animated movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters becoming a cultural phenomenon and a hit for Netflix on streaming, and with a theater premiere that grossed $24.6 million. Another is a Minecraft movie, which hit nearly $1 billion at the global box office, making it one of the year's highest grossing films, not including young fans of the video game treated it less like a film and more like an interactive social event by screaming and tossing popcorn in the air during the chicken jockey scene, which became a meme before the movie was even out. This showed that animation, or Japanese anime as well with video game adaptation, could be the next trend going forward. While the superhero genre is starting to crack hard, but it can still work only if it's executed correctly with fans and better writing. Now, there were movies/TV shows I enjoyed this year, as well with the 2 big ones, which are F1, a Formula 1 movie about a older experienced driver going back one last time on the track to win it, all while teaching what it means to be the best to a young upcoming star racer. The other being Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, a retelling of the story of the Mad Doctor and his tale of creating a monster back to life. Both are a must-see this year, with other couple good ones for both film/TV like Sinners, Mobland, Weapons, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Endor Season 2, and Eden, just to name a few. Not all of it was bad, but word of mouth really did help know what to see and what to skip. The media or the critics lied or weren't transparent to the audience, so people saw through the BS manipulation and went to their favorite content creator for honest answers and reasonable critique in the end. So what won in movie/TV this year? With mid-budget films, character-driven stories, tighter writing, clear creative direction, good fan service, answering honest critique that fans have wanted, instead of calling them toxic. A solid story with no pandering, and finally, meaningful stories.
Sort of world this culture of toxic fandom, where like if you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people there can kind of just be toxic.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate.
Agreed.
Now, with gaming in 2025, if summed up, it would be that the big budgets don't make great games, but vision and passion does.
No way. Yes way.
This year was the wake-up call for the gaming industry. Just like movies, it has the same problems, just with more money and being the biggest entertainment art form in the world. Again, the layoffs were tremendous, with more than 10,000 cuts or more than last year. But why is that? Well, first of all, bloat. Lots of jobs happen. A booming 2020 post-pandemic helped, but now it's not needed. There was too much and they found out they overhired. Then money aid got cut and subsidiaries buy out studios, which ended up with layoffs or even closures, with some being saved here and there. Another is greed from the companies higher up, which they say economic, environmental changes, or just mismanagement with money. Finally, just horrible consultation and investor pressures, not including games that are being made for huge budgets and then no one shows up. Then you ask yourself, who is this made for?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Yes, there is AI, but that seems the least of the problems. It's mostly that budgets need to go down and creativity needs to go up. When you see a big budget AAA game going for $70 to $80 or even $100 and you think that you would have a great experience, but to find out it's a buggy, unplayable, badly optimized, beta tested, full of microtransactions, added DRM, anti-consumer policies, huge open world games that feel empty, a promised remake to find out it's a reimagining, dull and repetitive gameplay, art design not really inspiring, looks like every other game out there, dull stories and characters, and a graphically amazing but a soulless, rushed out mess.
Boring!
You wonder why gamers are upset with the expenses and why things are failing, not including so much of live service games flooding the market, trying to be the next Fortnite. Gamers are upset about the horrible business strategies that media and journalists bash gamers for calling out, and then are called toxic for not liking what the companies give you. But in reality, they are the ones that are not transparent and manipulate stories to boost their own cause. And gamers are fed up with it. Just a complete joke. You could say they're anti-gamer in a way and pro-corpo on the other. Many big waves happen with a deal of $55 billion with EA and Saudi Arabia buyout. Physical media for games are starting to slow down or just non-existent. Big censorship with Valve/Steam and credit card companies deciding what games are allowed to exist. So many games canceled because nothing to show for it. Square Enix cleaning house of their Western division, going back to what works. And finally, the absolute lies of Ubisoft, with players engaged, not how much they sold for Assassin's Creed Shadows that flopped hard, lying to investors about numbers just to get subsidized by Tencent, and just recently hacked by 4 groups at once on Rainbow Six Siege, getting all their info from the game as well as everything from the company itself, from even the 90s onward to now, and could be one of the biggest hacks that has happened to a gaming company besides Sony PlayStation. You already have the media and the journals running damage control, just like this Insider Gaming where it says Ubisoft hack is reportedly blown way out of proportion, say sources. And then when you click on the article, they talk about it, and then they have no sources to back it up. So what are we actually talking about here? It's bigger than what they're actually trying to say.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here!
It's pretty poetic because Ubisoft director saying that gamers need to become comfortable with not owning their games.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
Well, it seems like Ubisoft just learned how to be comfortable not owning their own games.
Damn!
After all that, let's talk about the real stinkers and well-lit gems that made a mark on the industry. Now, the biggest misstep was the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. Not because of the price of the console, but the price of the new games was totally a buzzkill. Nintendo, known for being the family brand affordable for everyone, to now being a brand only targeted for hardcore Nintendo fans that have deep pockets. While most first-party games that came out on it were mostly subpar, and the price tag didn't justify the game's worth, but nothing came close to the game Mind's Eye. That easily was the worst game all year, no question. That game was hyped up to be another Grand Theft Auto game. It was extremely buggy, ran like crap, was filled with boring missions, and felt sterile and empty. Many others, mostly AAA this year, that ran horrible or just was mid-game altogether, like Avowed, Doom, The Dark Ages, Borderlands 4, The Outer Worlds 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Call of Duty Black Ops 7, just to name a few. Now, where AAA dropped, indie and AA shined with smaller budgets, emotional storytelling, tight mechanics, bold art, built communication and relationships with others, either good or bad, and most importantly, didn't chase trends. Instead, creatively knew and trusted its identity. The most impactful game of the year and winner of the year, which really deserved it, a indie game made by 33 French devs, former ex-Ubisoft devs, that took a chance and made a game that wowed most people with its RPG, turn-based action, compelling storytelling, beautiful music, beautiful art, and characters, called Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which sold 5 million copies worldwide. For an indie game, that is a huge accomplishment. I really enjoyed this one. I know it's not for everyone, and that's okay, but for what it represents as a game is an amazing accomplishment to the industry. But there is more I enjoyed as well. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, which is just a remake of 3, but as a fan of the tactical espionage story and gameplay, revisiting this was a blast. Besides those two, more great games like Peak, Repo, Are We There Yet, Schedule 1, Arc Raiders, Hollow Knight Silksong, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Megabonk, Dispatch, Split Fiction, and Battlefield 6, just to name a few. Also a free game that made a big impact as well, having many players on it, called Where Winds Meet. Now, with all that said, gaming has shifted, and if studios want to survive, they need to be honest and transparent, listen to the right ideas gamers want, not these fake tourists that want to change what you love about gaming. Gaming can be fixed, but if it doesn't, then history will repeat itself with another gaming crash. It all depends on gamers, if they will be speaking with their wallets in the end.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
That was a lot to go through, but across gaming, movies, TV, and pulp culture, 2025 shared one theme, which was that smaller ideas succeeded, bigger risk paid off, audiences became smarter, asked questions, and became more outspoken on what they want. 2025 wasn't flashy, it wasn't explosive, but it was necessary. It cleared the noise, exposed weak foundations, and reminded creators of something simple. People don't want more content. They want better stories.
Are you not entertained?
And that is the wrap up of 2025. I thank you so much, everyone, for watching this long. And if you didn't like this video, I still thank you so much for watching this long. I know it was a very lengthy video, very detailed, but I wanted to sum it up as much as I could. I know I missed a lot of things on here, and that's okay. But I thought it was a pretty good one, and I wanted to end it with a bang at the very end. So if you enjoyed this video itself, please leave a like, share, sub, follow on the channel. As well, comment down below, what was your best, what was your worst of 2025? Because if you guys don't do any of that, this video won't count, which stinks, to be honest. But that's how the algorithm goes, especially with this video with all these different topics. But that's just how it's going to happen for today. I thank you, everyone, for this year with all your support. It was a really great year for sure for the channel. And as all, I wish all of you a happy new year and for a better 2026. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, all.